G'day, this is Simon from the Bracketeer at South OC Cars and Coffee. Check out the weather behind us. Absolutely perfect day here in Southern California. You know, we got here to set up at 7:15 and it was cloudy and foggy everywhere else in San Clemente except here at the parking lot at the outlets. It was like God loves nice cars as well. One of the first cars to roll in was Ed in his beautiful Ferrari F40. That was just an indication of what was to come. Some amazing cars here this morning. Let's swing the camera around and have a look. Okay, so starting off we have my Camaro and James's. There's two at the front as usual. Then this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful F40 is sitting here. I love this car so much. It is, I think it's still one of my favourite Ferraris of all time. So iconic. One of the last true analog cars. I mean, if you can drive this thing, you can pretty much drive anything. A turbocharged car. None of the electronic sort of driver assist stuff in the newer cars. That's why I love this car. That's that real visceral analog feel. Onto a beautiful 458 Italia that belongs to Gary. It used to belong to Tony. He owns this particular car, this wonderful McLaren 650 Le Mans. You can tell it's a 650 Le Mans by those wheels and also the roof scoop on it. This is one of only 5, I think, in the US. A 650 Spider 430. And the Ferraris just keep coming. Look, another one here. Then on to beautiful Porsche 918. Porsche's hypercar, of course. This hybrid looks a lot like the Carrera GT, which is really great. It's got those sort of classic lines, but obviously one of the fastest cars. I think it is the fastest car 0 to 60. I believe this is the 918. I think is the only car that's actually quicker than a Tesla in their ludicrous mode. J's Ford GT, beautiful new Aston Martin. Isn't that lovely? Another Ferrari here. A McLaren 720S, beautiful colour, isn't that lovely? Another Ferrari, then on to a new Corvette ZR1. This, of course, is the supercar that Corvette or Chevrolet have just done. This thing's a great car, so track-worthy, great aero on it. They've improved some of the cooling issues they had with the Z06. Albert's Porsche, Pete's Porsche, another beautiful little McLaren sitting here. Lovely looking Gullwing Mercedes, isn't that beautiful? It's just such a classic car. Next to it we have a McLaren Mercedes. Two classic cars from Mercedes side by side. Isn't that beautiful? Just that lines are really iconic. Pantera, another 430 Ferrari sitting here, and then just rolling through the line, a BMW i8 next to a really lovely Audi R8 next to a really nice looking Alfa Romeo Giulia. This is the one with that beautiful V6 in there. It's actually basically a Ferrari engine with 2 cylinders locked off. Really nice motor in that thing. Another Porsche, and then we have a couple of Vipers side by side. Rolling over the other side, we have some Volkswagen buses, 3 in a row. Nice little TR6 next to a Sunbeam Tiger. Jaguar. Another beautiful little Alfa Romeo sitting here. ZR1, previous model ZR1, we just saw the new one. Another C6 BMW 323 Jaguar. Great looking old Chevys. They're running a 327, I think. Moving down the line, a Corvair, Chevy's car that brought in a lot of safety laws because they had a tendency of either flipping ends or bursting the flames. Now this is really interesting. This is one from one of the colleges. Now this is a blowing small block sitting in the back of the stand, and it actually uses the V-drive out of the boat to turn the drive back around the opposite direction. This thing would make the easiest wheel stance on shore. I'm zooming straight out of the back. Isn't that great? Ford truck. Look at the crowd that's walking around this thing. Really nice looking old Mercury in here. Now that's it's running obviously running on avgas or maybe it's a little Evo here. Something smells great. Little MGA next to a really nice looking old Mercedes. Another cute little Mercedes. Paul's El Camino Viper, and then the Strut Range Rover Sport. Those really nice side panels and inserts on the grille and up there. Then the regulars, the Mustang boys through here. Good morning, gentlemen. And then Robert's brand new Mustang with a 800 horsepower Whipple kit on it. Another Mustang here, another one, and then down here a Hennessy Corvette for sale. Jumping over to the other side, we have a Cobra replica here, and then a Porsche, and then a 289 Mustang. I love it when people jump in when we're talking about their cars. Boxster, another little Tiger here, Sunbeam Tiger. RX-7, a little Fiat, another Mustang, BMW, Mustang, beautiful 65 Riviera, two of them side by side. Love these cars, love those clamshell headlights on the front, just so iconic. Then Aroa Evo sitting here. Very, very, very competent little cars. 1, 2, 3, then a newer one sitting here. Shame that Mitsubishi killed those. Porsche, Corvette, then a Mercedes, and then a Tesla. Guys from Rouse Car Audio. Amazing car audio. If you want to update the audio on your car, talk to them. A Camaro Z28 next to a really nice looking GTO. This thing's really clean. Pontiac engine, and really nicely done. Just really understated, which I really like. Dash looks great. Looks like a carbon fibre finish on it, and the gauge is sort of sitting in there tinted. It's really nice. Very capable engines in the those Pontiacs. Chevelle, Saturn, Land Rover Defender, iconic full drive, so capable, great looking things. Next to this car, one of our regulars, was like a kit build for movies, running a GTM it is, says Jay. Jay, what else can you tell me about this car?
This is owned by Professor Joe here in town. It's got a 500 horse GM V8. The car weighs about 2,400 pounds.
Yep.
And it's about 39 inches off the ground, lower than the GT40.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's probably one of the best handling cars here, except for some of the exotics that came in today.
That's crazy, isn't it?
There you go.
Well, there you go. Jay, of course, our photographer is always, he's also a wealth of information. A little Volkswagen Beetle there with a bit of chrome under the back of it, another Volkswagen, then a couple of things, front and back. Look at this one, the skeletons in the back of it. That's see those. Now here's an interesting fact. Why are they skeletons, you probably ask? Well, the fact is that they tried to do a quarter mile and measure a quarter mile in the thing, and it was that slow they were dead before they got to the end. True story. So, not really. Another Volkswagen here, another thing, that one belongs to John. Great looking old International Harvester truck. Swinging around the other side, a Volkswagen Beetle, Porsche waving in the car. Another great little Porsche here, another Beetle here. Great turnout of cars this morning, such an eclectic mix. Really nice Corvette with a 427, older Corvette here running that fuel injected engine. That was the first of the V8s. Beautiful Charger sitting here, red when that thing pulled in, sounded tough. Morning.
Morning, buddy.
31 Chrysler there. This is cool, look at this. So this is the Mercury that came through, and Buick, sorry, not a Mercury, Buick, and it's got a trailer on the back of it. Look at that, very cool. There's that 31 Chrysler again. Don't forget, you can grab yourself some cakes and coffee, coffee and pastries from the guys from Rockwell's. They've now set up a little truck out here. El Camino, really nice looking 68 Camaro, Corvette, this Jupiter that we've had here and been car of the week. This is a really interesting car. This is a, I think it's a Studebaker. Yeah, it is. It's very, very cool. Look at this. Colorado standing mile, 199.8 mile an hour. That's crazy. Now, what's even more astounding is it did it at 5,500 feet. And why that's important, of course, is the higher you go, the less oxygen there is in the air, the slower the times. So to do that at 5,500 feet is a real accomplishment. 57 Chevy, Porsche, and then jumping up over here, some more Chevys through here. The wagon, that's great. Look at that little rag top there. Beautiful Malibu. El Camino, Mustang. Speaking of El Camino, I speak hello to my friend Neil, who lives in Darwin in the Northern Territory. He gave me a phone call this morning. Haven't spoken to Neil for years. He's got a beautiful El Camino 67, I think he said, running a 454 on it. Great looking truck. Beautiful Falcon, El Camino, Mustang, all the regular boys we're going to see through here. Good morning, everybody. Hey. Good to see you all. Good to be here. A Chevelle, a 57, a Jaguar. This is interesting. There's some serious work on this thing. Look. So, WRX. All the carbon fibre on this is beautiful. So much work under here as well. I love that we get such a mix of different cars, you know, just seeing somebody put that passion and work into a WRX. Doesn't matter what the car is, if you're into it and you love it and you care about it, you know, that's cool by me. Beautiful 55 Chevy sitting here, jumping over the other side, a cool looking Malibu. Really, really nice looking car, running a small block. Very cool. Next to a Boxster S and a 56 Bel Air. That's cool. Genesis. So this here is a Mercury. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe these were all made in Australia. In Australia, it was sold as a Ford Capri, and its claim to fame was that the roofs actually leaked that badly that Ford had to compensate all the people that bought them. So if they put them through a car wash or went out in the rain, you ended up with more water inside the car than outside the car. So amazing to see one of those on the road. I didn't realise they sold them here as a Mercury, so I guess they're still made. They were the ones made in Australia. A couple of Jags next to each other. Impala, really nice. I'm guessing that's looks like a 67 or 8 to me. Next to it, a Jaguar again. Porsche, red, looks great. Firebird, old Chevy, Porsche, Buick, Corvette, T-Bucket. Look at that, running a big block. That's kind of cool. Another Corvette, C6 Corvette. BMW, another Corvette, nice looking Mustang, 65 or 6, I think. Okay, this absolutely has a soft spot for me. This is a beautiful Toyota Land Cruiser, FJ40. This is about I think 79, I think we said it was. When this look sort of was around from, I don't know, 78 or 81. One of the telltale signs were this front grille. In the earlier ones, it was actually curved through here with the headlight, and then in this model, they went to that square grille. This insert, I don't know that that's original, but looks great. And then they also had these big rectangular or square headlight indicators on the side as well. Pretty much didn't change from the early ones to the later ones. One of the things that did change is they actually put a 4-speed in it rather than a 3-speed gearbox. But the interior is, you know, pretty much the same. Just as I said, got a soft spot for these because I learned to drive in them, but really, really cool. They don't get any better than that for off-road capability. Volkswagen bus, Porsche 930, little Nissan Gen 6 Camaro. Jumping up here, we've got a 928S Porsche. Iconic car, front engine V8, something Porsche hadn't done before this. Starting to pull some good money again. Another Porsche, a Challenger, next to this great looking car with the trailer we saw came through before. Another Corvette, Shelby Mustang. The iconic roll bar they put on them up through here. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? GT4 Porsche, a classic old Porsche here, a 911. Isn't that beautiful? Really lovely. Love the green.
The other one on the back corner.
Great looking car. A little Volkswagen next to a Mercedes AMG wagon. A couple more Porsches here. And then this is the car we had a couple of weeks ago that Tom Shaughnessy brought. This particular car is the championship car from that particular year. Lancia raced. It has all of the history, all of the books. It is such an iconic vehicle. It was a game changer in the rallies it was racing in. Look at this thing, just incredible. And Tom just brings these out, buys them and brings them out and shares them for us to look at. You know, parks it over the back here so people can just, you know, come up and walk up to it and look at it. Just I so appreciate people who do what Tom does, and every now and then Tom will send me like a message, either a text message or a message through Facebook, and just with a picture of a car. And I won't say he's necessarily bringing it, but he always does, and it's just been some iconic vehicles. Such a privilege to be able to see them. Next to it, a great looking old Volvo. Check that out. Great lines. They were a really iconic car. They were made famous by a TV series called The Saint, which I believe had Roger Moore in it. It was one of his first things. I could be wrong. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But really great looking car. Just beautiful lines. Very Aston Martin-ish from the era. Great car. Mustang, Evo, Gen 6 Camaro, M6, C6 Corvette, great looking Ford truck, really classic there. Miata, S2000, two of them in a row. Moving down a bit further, some great looking lines on the Chevy here. Check this out. Look at that, the covers over the wheel arches, obviously running on air ride. Really cool. Next to it, really nice looking truck. Check that out. Ford V8 and that 292. As I say, 292 cubic inches and 160 horsepower. And amazing what we can get out of horsepower today, or out of smaller engines today. So that was a V8, 292 cubic inches, but it was only 160 horsepower. Crazy. Corvette, a Buick, another Corvette there, great orange of that one. A Bronco, another Corvette there, another one. A lot of Corvettes out this morning. Great to see. Another one here, Z06. And moving along, we got a ring in. Okay, so this is what we do when we get a ring in. We have a little hybrid in here. We do not want cars parked in here when we're doing Cars and Coffee, so we do this. We put this little sticker on the window that says no parking in here during Cars and Coffee. If you're a spectator, please don't park in here. These are reserved for the show cars. Put it out and spectator parking. Corvette, a Cadillac. Great looking old hot rod there, that's classic. That's interesting. So this is a Valiant. In Australia we had these, there was an R series and an NS series. The difference between the two was that one of them actually had the spare wheel holder on the trunk, which this does. Check it out. Look at that. Such classic lines, really just underappreciated vehicle of the time. The other iconic thing, they had a push button transmission. Check this out. See that? So a couple of weeks ago, you may remember that we showed that big old Chrysler New Yorker, push button transmission, same thing. The other thing these were famous for is that Slant 6 engine. They're actually a really capable motor and capable of some decent horsepower, but classic old car, look at that. Great to see, really great to see. Mercedes, another Ford truck. Very, very, very competent Chevy here. That big block, when this thing pulls in, it shakes the ground. Next to it, a Charger. Next to it, a big old Ford. Check this out. Classic lines. For all my Australian friends, this is the shape that Ford Australia took the lines for their XA, XB and XC coupes. I'm sure that side window is the same. So it's a Cobra. Very, it's actually for its time. It's bench seat in the front, column auto. So obviously it's got a shaker on it. So interesting mix of features. Beautiful blue McLaren sitting here. Isn't that lovely? 570S. Love that colour. Next to another Pantera. And then we've got a Mustang. And then we've got a Lincoln. And then a great looking Husqvarna on the back of that trailer. Mercedes. M3. This Opel that we've seen here before with those headlights that actually rotate via a lever in the car. Corvette M3 GT350, nice looking Targa Porsche. Love the Targas. Another McLaren sitting here, another 570 GT actually. This one. Difference with the GT, the way to tell is on the back of them. This back hatch will actually open. See that there? See that the hatch? That will actually lift up. So unlike the regular 570S, which that's all sealed up, you can't get to the back of it. You actually open that in the back, so you can actually put something back there. A Hellcat, Thunderbird, Porsche, Corvette, Focus ST. You may have seen on our Facebook page, Ford doing some test drive of some of their new vehicles. Make sure to check that out on our Facebook page. Mazda Speed 3, Honda, another Honda, really nice grey, Porsche GTS. Look at this little guy here. This is a little Toyota MR2. Once again, interesting little car, mid-engine. See that in the back? Very capable little car, underappreciated. It was Toyota's go, I guess, building a mini Ferrari. But interesting car. This thing sounded tough when it came in as well. A lot of work being done to that BMW. Okay, rolling along. Getting there. Corvette. A Miata. Tricked out for racing there, obviously. A 930 Porsche Turbo. Little Beetle. A R8 Spider up here with the roof down. See that up there. And then over to this side, Corvette. That's a Honda, BMW M5, another BMW, Mustang, another Hellcat there, Audi, a couple of Porsches side by side. This one's got some serious rubber on it and stance. This Chevy truck with some of the best best MIG welding or TIG welding in under the. Look at the valve covers under there. Just this thing is incredible. The work done to the manifold and the valve covers on this. Big old Ram sitting there next to the Tundra. Some serious B-locked wheels on this thing. Looks great. Mustang and another Hellcat here. Of course, the Charger and the Challenger at the time, based on a Mercedes platform from the 90s, believe it or not, I believe.
Makes sense.
Evo, Mitsubishi, Sylvia, and then another little Evo sitting there with some serious plumbing on it. Another Evo, Nissan, another one, 370Z, and then another Charger, Scat Pack. Big old V12 AMG, they were a great car for their day. Porsche, and then a Jeep. So check out this great looking old Ford truck here. It's kind of cool the way this has all been done. Got a bit of a rat rod look to it. Very interesting. Look at that. Jaguar, and then a Rubicon. And then a Cherokee with a lift kit in it. Then a little Porsche Carrera sitting here. Great looking little car. Lexus, another Lexus, another Lexus. Look at them all in a row. How cool. Very well loved little early MR2 Jeep, F-150, Camaro, another Camaro, another one. Carbon fibre hood on that thing looks good. Big row of them up through here. Another one here, another one, another one. Then a Charger, a couple of them in a row. Another Gen 6, an Audi TT, M3, another M3, BMW, another one, and another one, and a Mustang, Audi, Sylvia, Subaru, Focus RS. This is the quick one. This is the really capable one. Genesis next to a little Integra, and a BMW M5. A classic old hot rod sitting here. Look at that. 34. BMW, Camaro, Challenger RX-8, then another Challenger C300, Volkswagen, beautiful looking Mercedes convertible, BMW, and then a Corvette down here. Okay, so Harley Davidson, another Harley Davidson, classic old Kawasaki 750, and then moving up through here, Honda, another Harley, Chopper, another Harley here. That's a classic looking motorcycle. Honda, Yamaha, BMW, another Honda here, Yamaha, a little it's like a little 50 here. Another really nice Harley there. Motor Guzzi, great motorcycle. Honda, another Honda here, and finally BMW up here. So that's it for another week at South OC Cars and Coffee. Great turnout. Have a listen to how tough this Chevelle is coming up alongside of me here. Amazing sounding things just parking. Big thank you to everybody who brought out their amazing cars and motorcycles. Big thank you, of course, to the outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here, and Arubi's for bringing out the coffee and donuts. And also, of course, to our newest restaurant in the area, Rockwell's. We can see their truck behind me over my shoulder here, and also their restaurant, which is out the front over the other direction. Make sure to go and check them out as well. Great food. Make sure you tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee. Have a good one.